Hey out there, it's Wake Angel 2001. I had some stuff that I got at Awesome Con in Washington DC that I wanted to make videos about, but production got delayed because of a sudden case of a sore throat. Seriously, like I only recovered my voice fully like 2 days ago. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is this thing. It is a Click It Hot heating pad, reusable heating pad. Now this format isn't exactly going to be very conducive to talking about this little object, so let's reposition the camera to a more, video-friendly way. Okay, so here we have our Click It Hot heating pad. It is just a little silicone pouch containing a blue fluid, and there is a coin-like object in there. Let's zoom in and see if we can get a better view of that coin-like object. Okay, the texture in the bag makes this a little hard, but as you can see, it's kind of a bent disc with some lines in it. Now you can't really see because the texture of the bag gets in the way, but those lines have little bumps in them, and I'll explain what it does in just a second. But you should know that that disc isn't a flat coin-like disc. It actually has a bend to it. Like, you know when you open a jar of pickles or jam or something, and it has that little pop top? You know, like if you find the top popped in the store, that means somebody opened it in the store and you shouldn't buy it because it might be compromised. Well, that's the same general idea of this little plastic metal disc. Now, I am going to do the thing that you are supposed to do. You take the disc. Oh, wait, look. You can get a better view of the disc here. See? Okay, now you make sure that the disc is in the water, and then you click it. There we go. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. It's growing in a circle. That is awesome. Yeah, so as you can see, and in doing this, it actually does get really hot. It's actually getting a little bit hard to hold in my fingers without moving it. The purpose of this heat is, like you put it on your body, like when you have a sore muscle. It's a heating pad. It soothes the pain. So yeah, it's as you can see, a crystal matrix has grown within the bladder. So now you have like this crystal stuff going all over the place. So yeah, so now you have if I hadn't been agitating it and moving it around, it would actually become quite stiff. And if it's hot for now, and it'll remain hot for about half an hour, and then it'll cool down to room temperature, and at that point it'll be like hard, like a piece of wood. So what's happening in this sack? What's going on? Well, the fluid contained in this sack is actually a super saturated saline solution. I'm not sure if it actually uses like table salt, but it uses a kind of salt which is dissolved in the water. And to make a super saturated mix, you heat the water to its boiling point, and then you dissolve substance while it's close to boiling. Because when water is close to its boiling temperature, well, anybody knows that hot water dissolves things better than cold water. And when you make the water close to its boiling point, you can actually dissolve a lot of substance in there. And then when you let it cool back down, it remains as a liquid, but there's more substance in it than should normally be able to be dissolved, and it's an unstable solution. So what this coin did was it introduced a shock which forced some of the dissolved material to crystallize. Let's go to a little illustration I did on another page of this little pad I'm using. So as you can see, these dots represent the particles of dissolved substance. This little pyramid I drew represents a crystal. Once this crystal forms, the particles are going to want to attach themselves to the crystal, because of their mutual attraction. It has to do with electrostatic and chemistry and stuff. And that will make the crystal grow. the substance aligns itself until you get just a big mass of crystal. And that's what this is. This is a big mass of salt crystals. And this produces heat because this is similar to a phase change. It's similar to when a liquid substance turns into a solid substance. And that is an exothermic reaction. An exothermic reaction means that it produces heat. Yes, like when water freezes into ice, it releases heat. That's it may be counterintuitive because you think, isn't ice cold? Well, yes, but that energy of phase changing has to go somewhere. Like in the same way that as you melt ice, the ice will never get hotter than 32 degrees until it turns into liquid, then it'll start to get warm again. In the same way, as you cool a substance, while it's in the process of freezing, it'll never get colder than 32 degrees until it's solid. Unless, of course, special circumstances are keeping it in a liquid state. Like, for example, if there's nothing for it to nucleate around. Like, crystals, the reason crystals don't immediately form as soon as the liquid cools back down to a temperature where it can no longer maintain a supersaturated state, it's because they have no trigger. They're a dissolved substance, and there's nothing for the crystals to grow on. But if you put a tiny seed crystal in, that's all you need. And that's what the disc has. Those little slots you saw in the disc contain these tiny seed crystals. And when you do the shock, you release those seed crystals into the solution, and it causes the crystals to grow. So this is actually a really cool little thing. Yeah, they sell these in stores. You can probably get it at a pharmacy, or I saw they were doing a demonstration table in the convention hall, but they also do these, I also saw them do it at a BJ's once. That's one of those department store things. And to reuse the pad, all you have to do is wait for it to cool to room temperature and then submerge it in boiling water for about 5 minutes. Submerging it in boiling water raises the temperature back up to, you know, the point where it can dissolve all the salts, and then once it cools back, it becomes that supersaturated saline solution. And that is how a reusable heating pad works. It can also be used as a cold pad. Because it's a saline solution, it maintains its internal temperature pretty well. So if you stuck it in the refrigerator for about half an hour, it would actually get cold, and it would remain cold for a while. So you could use it to, like, I don't know, soothe a swollen mosquito bite or a bump or a burn or something. So yeah. Of course, I can't really show you any kind of visual flair when this thing is used as a cold pad, so there we go. Alright, so this has been a little bit of a science-y video and a product demonstration, I guess. But yeah, these things are actually pretty cool. You might they come in many sizes. This is just a little one because I only wanted it for this demo. But they actually sell really huge ones you can put across your shoulders too. And it's something that you can show to little kids and they'll be like, ooh, ah, wow, because it's actually really cool. Alright, so this is Wake Angel 2001, and I'm sure in my next video I'll start talking about toys again.